Hello,
Hey everybody, how you doing?
how are you?
I'm
Oh,
good.
Hi.
that's
Everybody
good.
got their cameras off. What's up with that?
Oh, shoot.
It's too dark. It's dark in here.
It's okay. All right. Hey,
I
beautiful
had
face.
to.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm like, where's the camera?
I
There we
had to,
go. All these beautiful faces.
Miss
I love
Chiquita.
it.
I
I
had to
love
take
it. I
care of
love
my
it.
mama.
Huh?
I had to take care of my mom. I had to literally kind of sort of play like doctor for her because somehow she got under the weather from something.
Um, well, I hope she gets
Yeah.
better soon.
She's at like 80. She's at
You say
80%.
your grandma?
No, my mother.
Your mother is 80?
No, she's at 80%. She got
Oh, I was like,
oh
no, she's not.
got somehow she got sick or something. I don't really
That's
know.
what I thought she said. I thought she said she's 80. I'm
I
like, huh?
did too.
Oh, on.
Yes.
My
Well,
mother has
I'm
been
gonna
sick.
I'm gonna
So
go ahead and mute everyone so we can get started. But thank you guys for being here and being prompt and being on time. I love it. I love it. Um, Let me see. Make sure everybody easy. There we go. All right, perfect. So we have some newbies here, which I'm super excited about. First time to our group coaching call. So welcome to our Wednesday wellness webinar. Y'all might see me looking up. I'm trying to make sure I let everybody in if people come in, so I don't leave nobody out. Oh, there we go. See, there we go. That's why I'm like, let me do it. But welcome to our wellness webinar call. Today we're going to be talking about healthy stress management. So I'm excited about getting into that with you guys. Um, as y'all know, I'm Coach SassyFit. I'm excited to be here with you all today. Whether you are a performer, a professional, or anyone juggling a busy life, managing stress is an essential skill for maintaining balance, mind, and body. And we all have stressors in our lives, things that just kind of get us going crazy, right? But my goal for today's session is to provide you with the tools and techniques that you need for managing stress effectively. Also, while supporting your mental health, nutrition, and fitness goals. So, we're going to talk about stress, how it affects your mind and body, and also explore ways to manage it in healthier habits. All of you all that are here today, we do have some newbies here, so I'm doing everything as though everyone's is newbies. But everyone that's here today that's on the call, you will get an email recap from me so that you can refer back to it. You can feel free to take your own notes as well, but just know that if you're live on the call, you will get that email from me tonight. Um, so a bit about me. I am a certified health, fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach. I'm a military veteran and I'm a nationally qualified wellness bodybuilding competitor. But most importantly, aside from all of that, I am here to help you all thrive in your mind, your body, and your spirit. And that's super duper important to me that I'm able to help you guys. So before we jump into everything, I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Weekly check ins, as you know, are essential for staying on track. And I ask that you complete yours on Sundays or Mondays. You all know the deadline is 9 p.m. on Monday. Um, Consistency in tracking your meals is important. Getting 45 to 60 minutes of intentional movement daily, even if it's just a walk. Everyone has different workout programs that they're assigned to do. So just continuing to move daily, resistance training at least 3 to 5 times a week, staying hydrated, and prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. That's going to help you make steady, sustainable progress. Okay. And during our calls, I ask that everyone has their name. I'm sorry, their name. That everyone has their camera on, unless you're in a space where that's not possible or you're driving. As y'all know, I truly love seeing your beautiful faces. I feel like I'm interacting with people when I have the screen on, and when it's off, I feel like I'm talking to myself, and it just feels weird. So, and if you have questions during the call, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer those during the Q&A, or if there's like a break in between what I'm saying and I notice it, I'll try to address it at that point. Also, um, please keep yourselves muted unless you have, something that you want to say, and you unmute yourself just to keep the distractions down. And your Zoom name updated so I can recognize that who you are on the call. I know your faces, but like if your screen happens to be off for whatever reason, if you're not in a good feasible space, at least I know who you are. So, and also really quick, I know I am aware that in this past month there have been a lot of updates for all of my veterans who've been with me for a while. I know that there have been a lot of updates and changes in the program lately. Just know that these shifts are designed to help you get even more out of your experience, especially as we integrate new tools and technology. Technology is always changing, and I just want to make sure that you guys get the most out of your program. So I do ask for your continued compliance, not to overwhelm you, but because I want you guys to grow, learn, and most importantly, reach your fitness goals. That's what we all want, right? So I definitely pour a lot into this program because I truly care about your results. I know I said my cutoff time is 5:30, but I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I just randomly check the app just to make sure, especially if I have newbies, and I'm sending them messages like after hours, and that just shows how much I care, because I shouldn't be checking my phone after 5:30, but I do. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, I genuinely care about your results, and I work really hard to meet you guys there. And I just ask that you guys meet me in the middle. All right. So now we got the housekeeping stuff out the way. I love to kick off the call with some wins. Let's break the ice with some wins. So, what are some things that you have been working on this past month or in this week that you've achieved? Feel free to unmute yourselves. Share, share, share. I love when you share.
For me, it's meeting my protein,
Yes, so you've been hitting your protein
or
goal.
I would say not that my goals, or oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. What is it? The proteins and the calories. Um, oh my gosh, what is it
Your
called?
macros?
Yes,
Hitting your macros. Okay.
please help me out, Lord
Ah,
Jesus. Help me.
you've been with
Macros,
me. Well, I understand. I get brain farts all the time, so I get it.
yeah, macros.
All right, everybody, give her a cheer. We gonna celebrate that hitting the macros. Woo woo woo. That's good stuff. And your pictures are definitely showing that. So proud of you for that. Anybody else got
Yeah.
any wins?
I'll go. Hi guys, I'm new. I'm Luquanda.
Hey,
Um,
Laquanda. Everybody say, hey, Laquanda. You know how I am.
Oh,
They know how I
hey,
am when we have newbies on here.
Laquanda.
Hey,
Hey,
Laquanda.
hey.
Kelsey.
All right, I'm sorry. Go
So
ahead.
the win for me this week, because sugar is a big thing that I'm trying to get over. I was able to find some sugar substitutes, and kind of avoid some sugars that I would normally um partake in like frequently. So
Okay. All right, everybody give her a cheer. Woo woo. Go ahead, Laquanda, with the wins already. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody else got any wins they want to share?
I'm trying to unmute myself.
There you go. We hear you, girl.
I won.
Go ahead, Audrey. What you got? What you got?
Girl, I kind of bloated a little bit. What am I saying? Bloated.
Say that.
Woo-hoo.
Say what again?
Tell them Sugar didn't know who I was in that picture. Talking about who is that? Oh, girl, that's me.
Girl, that's me. Looking good and
Coach, I
fine.
got to show LaShawn something.
Show me. Go ahead and show me.
I
Let
got
me
to
see.
show her something that six pack pop in. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Say the
All
six
right.
pack is coming,
It's
right?
coming. Come
It's
out a
coming.
year. Woo, she done tried us.
She gonna get you, LaShawn.
She tried the system.
I was just playing though. I was just playing though.
Yeah.
No,
You say,
no.
you
She
Six
called
said
us
it.
months.
out, Coach.
Okay, I was
She called
including
us out.
myself a year. Include myself.
All right,
Well,
all
you're
right.
not far from there, actually, LaShawn.
I
For
know
real,
it. Her
for
little
real.
skinny self make me
I,
sick.
I have not.
For real.
Yes, she is. Jelani, you hush. You ain't
Jelani
even
ain't
in
even
here.
say nothing.
I saw his face, Coach. That's why I turned my camera back off.
Are you turning your camera off? Oh, you doing something.
I'm I'm feeding mommy. I
Okay,
don't want to be the
no
rude.
problem. I
Okay.
understand. I forgot about that.
All right.
All right,
Love you
anybody
so
else?
much.
Let's give Audrey a cheer for the bloating going down.
That's
Yes.
what we'll talk about.
All right, anyone else got any wins they want to share? I know we got some wins on here. Come on now. I see somebody trying to
I'll go.
Go ahead, Jelani.
I was saying like this past month,
Mm-hmm.
um, earlier this year, I hit my goal weight, and then
Woo!
I,
Yes. I wish I had a button. Pew, 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 pew.
and then I recently hit my goal weight of 190 again. So I'm like below that. So like for me now, it's maintenance. So I would say I'm maintaining very well. I would
Yeah.
say that's a win for me.
Woo, 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 pew, 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 pew. I'm gonna do the pretend one because I don't have it. Pew, 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 pew. Everybody give him a cheer. That's awesome, Jelani. Like, I tell y'all about Jelani all the time. If y'all knew where he came from, he is not the same person that's looking in this camera right now. He's a whole nut. Like, it's like he stepped out of himself and just, boop, here I am. Yeah, that's Jelani. Yes. So I'm super proud of you. We're gonna keep on maintaining where you are. You are doing amazing. Your hard work, your dedication, your discipline. It just I'm very proud of you. So keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else? I know we got some more. Oh, Shug. Go ahead, Shug.
Well, my wins are the biggest one is I lost some weight. Uh, yeah, I, the scale has went down, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad for that. My second win is my ankles. At the end of the day, my left ankle would be swollen.
Mm-hmm.
Just one day, I noticed, I looked down and I noticed, and I watched it, and I'm like, my ankle's not swollen anymore. And then I monitored and I watched it again the next day and again, and my ankles are no longer being swollen at the end of the day.
That's awesome.
So that is a big win for me. And I also noticed that I'm toning. It's small, but I noticed that I'm toning as well.
Woo! Pew, 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 pew. Let's give Sugar a round of applause. That's good. Those are some great wins. I know we got some more wins out there. Let me see. No, anybody put anything in the chat? Nobody? Okay. Well, thank you guys for sharing your wins. I'm super, super proud of y'all. It's only up from here. And at the end of the day, um, remembering where your goals and remembering your why is going to get you to where you need to be. So kudos to you guys for all of your wins. Now you know I'm going to kick it off with an icebreaker. What is one thing that helps you de-stress while life gets overwhelming? You can feel free to unmute to share one thing, and I'll put it in the chat, um, just so you guys. Oops. I was finna type overwhelming, y'all.
I would say for me, music,
Music, yes, that's a big one for me.
spa music. I
Spa
listen,
music.
yeah, spa music or jazz.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Anybody else?
Going
Go
like
ahead,
for
Mimi.
multiple walks, like around the lake
Okay, that's
and
really good. Walking is
that
great.
stuff, because that is like kind of sort of my safe haven besides being in my room.
Okay, good stuff. I love it. I love it. Anybody else? One thing that helps you de-stress when life gets overwhelming?
For me, it's sleep. One thing I'm gonna sleep.
I know that's right. You sound like my son. Like when I'm stressed, I'm going to sleep. Okay. All right. Anybody? Oh, Shug, you unmuted. You got something?
I'm playing with this. I don't know how to. I'm trying to mute it.
Oh, I got you. There you go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing that. Um, it's time to dive into our stress management chat. I hope you guys are ready for learning today. But we all know that life can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me, and I know it's overwhelming for a lot of you. Just the different things that go along in our lives, especially when you're trying to balance a career, family, and personal goals. But did you know that stress can impact your physical health, mental well being, and even your fitness goals? Did you know that stress can impact those things? Oh, somebody trying to get in. Stress can definitely impact those things. So, it's very important to learn how to manage stress. Stress is a part of life. You can't get rid of it. There's one quote that I read the other day that says, um, it's not the stress that is bringing you down, it's your response to the stress that's bringing you down. So, a lot of times we need to shift our perspective in the things that we cannot control in order to alleviate a lot of that stress. Because let's be real, how many of us stress over things we know we have no control over?
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely. And that is a piece of that's something when you stress over things that you have no control over, that is going to give you a lot of problems. Stress is like the number one killer because stress causes illnesses. It causes inflammation. It causes high blood pressure. It causes a lot of us not to eat, which will then cause us to be malnourished. It will cause some of us to overeat, which will then make us become overweight, which will cause a whole host of other health problems. So stress is the number one killer. And it's important to get a handle on stress. So, just to let you know, definition wise, what stress is, it is your body's natural response to a challenge or a demand. If you get a new job, you're going to be nervous about it, you're going to be stressed. That's natural. You know, if somebody's in your face about something, if you have like a project that's due tomorrow and you haven't started on it, you know what I mean? So it's your body's natural response to challenges and demands. So a little bit of stress is normal and can even be motivating, right? But chronic stress can lead to serious health problems like anxiety, insomnia, weight gain, and even loss of motivation. And we all know where loss of motivation can lead us, right? So I'm going to tell you guys a few ways that that stress affects us. As far as mental health, stress can lead to anxiety, burnout, depression if left unchecked, right? It can also make us feel mentally drained or overwhelmed. A lot of times we can load our plate too heavily and we burn ourselves out. And it's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to everybody. A lot of times people have this idea that being superwoman or superman is a badge of honor. It's not. You're human. You need to be able to take care of you. Taking care of others is fine if your cup is full. But if your cup is dry, what are you helping them with? Right? You want to make sure that you find a way, even if it's 15 minutes a day, to pour into yourself. And it took me a long time to learn that, but it's very possible. And you have to be okay with, you have to learn how to not be or feel guilty when you do things for yourself. And that's a lot of times society puts these demands on us and we accept those demands and own those demands instead of finding a way to own our peace. And a peace of mind is more important than doing for somebody else. I said this year for myself that my word for the year, and I have been standing by it, is capacity. My word of the year is capacity. If I don't have the mental capacity to do something, the physical capacity to do something, I'm not doing it. I'll have a list of tasks that I need to complete for the day, and I would have done a lot of them, and I might want to do a few more. But if my body said, Chiquita, you tired, you need to pull away, guess what? I'm moving the rest of the tasks to the next day. I'm closing my laptop and I'm going to take care of Chiquita. And that's what you have to learn how to do for yourself. There needs to be some type of boundary that you set for yourself and for others to let them know that this is my time for me. That way your mental health doesn't go. Because when your mental health goes, your body goes, your health goes, and it's just not good. Okay? It affects your physical health by affecting your hormones, including cortisol, and we all know about that word cortisol, right? Cortisol is that stress hormone that makes you gain weight and all that stuff. So high cortisol levels can impact your metabolism, digestion, and even lead to weight gain, especially in the midsection, the place where none of us want it to be. A lot of times we can be working so hard in our fitness program, we're following our nutrition program, we're doing our workouts, but we're not losing weight as fast as we would like to lose weight. Our midsection is like the last to go. But if you really think about the outside factors that are affecting you, that are stressing you out, maybe things that you're loading on your plate that you really don't need to load on your plate, other people's problems that you're inviting to yourself that you shouldn't invite to yourself. Because my rule of thumb is this: if you have a problem and something was to happen to me tonight, how would you get through it? If I'm not here, how would you get through it? You would figure it out. So in that instance, when I don't have the capacity, I need you to figure it out. That's my rule of thumb when dealing with people and not feeling bad about it. Because if I have to put my health at stake in order to help you, it's not worth it. Because how am I helping you if my health is at stake? That makes sense? We tracking? All right. So with your fitness goals, stress affects you because your body might go into survival mode. It's going to prioritize the functions that help you manage stress, which means your workouts, your sleep, and your nutrition might take a back seat. How many of us can attest to that? Like, you so stressed out, you're going through so many things, you're like, I just can't today. I don't have the capacity today. I don't. We've all been there, right? So you have to be mindful of how you're feeling and in any given situation. Now, like I said before, stress is a normal reaction, but you don't want your stress to turn into something that's chronic to the point where you can't function properly, you can't sleep, you can't do your workouts because something is on your mind. Honestly, working out helps me alleviate my stress, and that's what works for me. So working out and walking, like Mimi said before, those are things that help alleviate my stress. But I will tell you one thing: if I'm stressed or something's on my mind, I will not be able to sleep, and I can't eat properly. And so in those instances, you have to figure out, okay, what am I doing that's causing me this amount of stress? Is it worth it? Is it something I can control? It's a lot of craziness going on in this world today. Do we have any control of it? No. So why worry about it? Why stress about it? Be prepared. Yes, you want to be prepared. You want to be knowledgeable of what's going on, but there's no need to stress about it, because if you are prepared for what's to come, when it comes, when or if it comes or happens, you're going to have to deal with it when it happens. So why stress about something that hasn't happened yet or that there's talk about happening? Just make sure you're prepared for if or when it happens, because then you're adding undue stress, just like binge watching the news. It's so much negativity on the news, and binge watching that stuff is just going to cause you to live your life in fear. You're not going to want to go outside. You're not going to want to do anything because you're going to fear for your life. Anything can happen at any given moment. I could be talking right now and just stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to be mindful that you are considering things that you can control. You can't control what's going on in the world, but what you can control is your preparation for it, your knowledge about it, and what you're going to do if and when it happens. That's what you can control. You can't control what's going to happen, right? So we got to be mindful of that. Shug said that people stress when they eat. That is very true. And people don't eat when they're stressed. I'm the type that can't eat when I'm stressed. And then I'll find myself, because I'm trying to make sure I'm not uh being malnourished, I'll drink shakes just so I can have something nourishing, because I don't want to not eat. And this is when I learned better. Back in the day when I didn't know any better, I just wouldn't eat and I would just drink water because I ain't finna go thirsty. But I the thought of food is just, I couldn't do it. I can the sight of food I cannot eat when I'm stressed. So you have people on two different sides of the coin, but both are unhealthy, right? So we want to make sure that we are managing stress in a healthy way. So here are some healthy ways and healthy strategies that you can manage stress. One of them, as I mentioned before, is physical activity. Physical exercise is one of the best ways to reduce stress. You want to aim for, like I said, 45 to 60 minutes of movement every day, whether it's a workout, yoga, a brisk walk, or even stretching. Meditation is great too. All of those things are great. Another one is nutrition. Proper nutrition can reduce stress and support your body during high pressure situations. A lot of times the foods that we eat can contribute to our stress levels. And it can contribute to how our mind functions. If we're eating things that are not conducive for our health, it can affect us negatively. You can avoid reaching for sugary or processed foods to manage stress, and because those can lead to energy crashes and they can also worsen your mood. Sugar is not going to help you feel better. One thing that I know for sure, for certain, is you're going to feel guilty about it the next day, and you're going to beat yourself up. You're going to be like, now why did I eat all of that? And you're going to have this whole self-sabotage thing, beating yourself up. But in that moment, you didn't care because you were upset. But there's always that next day, or that next hour, or that next moment. So you want to be mindful of that as well. And sleep. Stress can rob you of good quality sleep. And a lack of sleep can make stress worse. And it can make your anxiety worse. And it can lessen your reaction speed, your focus, right? So you want to focus on establishing a calming nighttime routine and aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And I think it's important to track your sleep. I've started tracking my sleep this entire month. And I go to bed early every night. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I generally wake up at 5 or 5:30 a.m. So that's a good 7, 8 hours of sleep. However, because of my brain moving so much, I don't really get into a deep sleep. And so I found ways to help with that. One of them is I use magnesium. I spray on the bottom of my feet to help me relax. And then I started taking a sleep aid, which I posted in the product resource tab in the app. I started taking that. It's like the same thing as Unisom. Have y'all heard of Unisom? So I take that to help me, because falling asleep is a problem for me, but just because my brain is so overactive, because I'm always thinking, I'm always figuring out, like if somebody asks me something, I'm always figuring out how I can help them. I'm figuring out how I can make my program better. Just my mind is always moving, you know. So you got to find healthy ways to help you manage sleep. Drinking lavender teas at night before bed, things like that can help relax. Also, having a good sleep hygiene, creating a bedtime, um, turning your screen off. Like when you know you are within an hour of going to bed, like do not look at your phone, because that light on your phone, that blue light or whatever, your brain, it stimulates your brain and it wakes you up. So even though you think you might be going to bed, you're not gonna fall asleep because your face has been in the phone and your brain is wired. So you want to make sure you have a good sleep hygiene. Take a warm shower right before getting into bed. Make sure your room is cool enough, comfortable, so you can sleep. The colder the better, because you sleep better in cooler temperatures. I know I can't sleep when I'm hot. So you sleep better, right? You sleep better in cooler temperatures. So having a bedtime, having good sleep hygiene, staying off the phone if you know it's getting, and the way, a rule of thumb that I like to give is count the hours. If you know what time you generally wake up every morning, count back 8 hours. And if you go to bed 8 hours, you will be guaranteed to be in bed for 7 hours if you set your alarm for that time. Also, I think it's important to get up the same time every day, no matter what. I mean, I try to sleep in on the weekend. I turn my alarm off on days I call myself, I'm a sleep in. You know what sleeping in is for me? 7 a.m. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep in, but as soon as the sun comes up, I wake up. But it's important, no matter what, I set my alarm to get up at 5. And if for some reason my body's like, you need rest, then I'll go back to sleep. But it's important to, at most, have a healthy bedtime routine. Don't take food in your room. That way you're not having a nighttime snacking. Like, you shouldn't be, if you know what time you go to bed, you shouldn't be eating within an hour or two before your bedtime, because your body then won't go to sleep because it's using its time to digest whatever you just ate or break down whatever you just ate. And heaven forbid it's a heavy meal, because if you're eating something heavy before you go to bed, you definitely gonna toss and turn because your body is working to break all that food down. So you want to be mindful of your meal timing and not eating too close to bedtime. I'm not saying you got to stop eating at 7 p.m. or whatever. You know your schedule better than I do. Whatever your bedtime is, your meals need to be done within the hour of that at least. Time management. That's another way to manage stress. Time management. Use your calendars on your phone. Use your Google Calendar. Use your Apple Calendar. You put things on the calendar, use them as non-negotiables. The minute somebody gives you an appointment, put it in the calendar. That way you don't forget, you don't overbook. Set alarms, use a task system, whatever you have to do. I have a million things and one to remember. I know my memory is not the best, so I use my task and my calendar heavily. Soon as I wake up and come in here in this office and get ready for work, the first thing open is my calendar. And I look at my calendar the night before so that I can be prepared for the day ahead and not miss appointments. Because you might be like, your usual schedule might be like, go to the gym at 9 o'clock, but then you forgot you had a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock and you moving about your regular day and you done missed your doctor's appointment or whatever other appointment you might have. So setting appointments in your calendar, writing them down as soon as they happen, using the task app and putting in your task when they come to you, because a lot of times you may need to do something but you're not in a position or a place to do it at that time. Pull out your phone, put it down on your task app, set an alarm or whatever your mode is of keeping track of what you need to do, and then make sure you check that every day. Okay, what do I need to do right now? What haven't I done? Let me check my task app real quick and see if there's anything that needs to be accomplished for the day. Organization, time management will help alleviate a stress in more ways than you can imagine. You don't know how many people have approached me and see my busy schedule and asked me how in the world do I manage it all? And it's simple. It's simple. I organize everything. I put things on my calendar. I put things on my to-do list. I use them as non-negotiables. If I have something on my calendar and somebody say, hey, we have this thing tomorrow at 3 p.m. Are you available? The first thing I do is check my calendar. If I have something else at 3, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm booked. That's it. Because the first person that I put on my calendar takes priority of whoever comes after that, unless it's an emergency situation. And then I just communicate with the other person, hey, this emergency came up and I have to take care of it. Can I reschedule you to another day? But that rarely happens. But emergencies will happen. They do happen. That's just a part of life. We just need to be prepared for it. Right? And also make sure you Prioritize. Listen, I was on a call with Laquanda this morning. I was like, I'm tongue tied. I think I was tongue tied all day for real. But make sure you prioritize your tasks and take breaks when needed. If you feel like you need a breather, make sure you take those and don't overextend yourself, which a lot of us have been guilty of, right? Not just me, right? We all have been guilty of overextending ourselves. Um, and a lot of times, if I'm being honest, it comes from people pleasing. You want to please somebody, you want to make somebody happy, you want to make somebody feel good. And at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself first. Whatever they have to do, unless it's an emergency, it can wait. If I don't have the capacity, it can wait. So let's be mindful of that. And you don't want people to only like you because of what you do for them. And you don't only want people to be present in your space because of what they think they can get out of you. So you want to make sure that you are prioritizing your mental health and your life, your space, your peace. That's very important. Also, having a support system. And I know this one might not be feasible for everyone, but that's what we're here for. That's what you got us for, right? We got this support system right here. But having a support system, somebody that you can can trust to talk to about your problems. I don't mind if you reach out to me. A lot of you have come to me about things, and I do not mind that. I love to. That's what y'all paying me for. I'm your life coach in your back pocket, right? So that's what y'all are paying me for. If you're going through something, let me know, and we can talk about it. We can work through it and figure out a plan to navigate it, right? And if you have a friend or a therapist, that's great too. Having a therapist is wondrous. I have a therapist. I believe, and I learned this when I was in my grad school program for mental health therapy. When I was taking my course, the first thing they told us is if you're gonna be in front of the couch, you need to first be behind the couch. Because how can you counsel someone if you've never been counseled? So best believe I'm behind the couch. Okay? So don't feel bad if you need to talk to someone about things that you're stressing over. If they're a trusted friend and they don't mind, then it's okay. A friend, a family member, or even me. So talking about things can definitely help lighten the mental load. They can even give you ideas, to kind of navigate whatever you're dealing with. So also using healthy stress management techniques with nutrition. I want you to know that it's important to also look at what you're eating. Everyone's downloaded the Yuka app, right? Anybody not download the Yuka app yet? Okay. All right. So it's important to look at, it's important to look at what you're eating. When you're stressed, pay attention to what you eat when you're stressed, because that's going to be important for knowing your triggers. Like, what is it that's triggering me to eat these things? Is it my hormones? Am I stressed? Am I dealing with whatever? And that's why paying attention to being in tune with your body is important, because the more in tune you are with your body, the more you can pick up on things that trigger certain behaviors. But if you're not in tune with your body and you're just moving about your day because you're busy and things, it's going to be hard to pick up on those things. So when you're stressed, you may crave sugary or fatty foods. I see you. She's like, yeah, you may crave sugary or fatty foods. And while that's normal, let's talk about how to make healthier choices that help your body cope with stress. So here are a few healthy alternatives for stress eating. So instead of reaching for sugary snacks, you can try to opt for foods that will stabilize your blood sugar, like nuts, fruit, or yogurt. Magnesium rich foods are great for reducing stress, and these include foods like leafy greens, avocado, nuts, and seeds. Omega 3s. Y'all hear me harp on omega 3s a lot, don't you? Hmm. Omega 3s. These healthy fats are great for your brain health, and it also helps reduce stress. And not to mention, it's great for your heart health. That's why I harp on it so bad, because a lot of people underestimate the power that omega 3s have and how important it is to take it. Um, and these sources include fatty fish, flax seeds, walnuts, and you can just easily just take a omega-3 supplement. Because if you like me, I'm not eating walnuts every day. I don't even like walnuts. And I'm not eating flax seeds every day. And who really eats fish every day? That's why the supplement is very helpful for you to make sure you have what you need there. And of course, vitamin C. I don't know if you guys knew this, but how many of y'all knew that stress depletes your vitamin C levels? Anybody knew that? I know you know, LaShawn, you the nurse in the building. Chelsea knew. Anybody else knew? Nobody else? Well, stress depletes vitamin C. So you want to make sure you include fruits like oranges, strawberries, and bell peppers, my favorite, the red bell peppers. Um, Include those in your diet to boost your immune system. And also, if you take a multivitamin, there should be vitamin C in that. Okay, but if you ever feel like you're low on vitamin C, it will not hurt to take a vitamin C supplement. But if you're getting it in your multivitamin and you are fine and you're eating these foods that I recommended, it might not be necessary to take a separate vitamin C capsule or supplement. But it's definitely good to take if you're starting to feel like your immune system is low and you're about to like catch a cold or get sick or something like that. All right. The next thing I want to let you guys know to remember is, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, that setting healthy boundaries is okay. A lot of people look at boundaries as like this evil demon, but boundaries protect you and your peace. And if you don't set boundaries, people will take and take and take. Because I want you guys to remember, people will only do, say, behave in ways that you allow them to. If you don't set boundaries, they won't know, okay, I'm out of bounds. I shouldn't do that. Or I'm out of bounds. She's not, this is her time. Like a lot of people, because I've been going to bed at 9 for years. Years. And a lot of people be like, oh, don't reach out to Chiquita because she ain't gonna respond. Or if they do, they'll start their text message and say, I know you won't get this in the morning because you're probably in the bed, but whatever, because they know my do not disturb goes on at 7:30 and I'm not entertaining no text messages. I'm not entertaining because you gotta remember, I'm doing this all day and it doesn't start at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like I start my day early and you see what time it is now. So some days I work late. Nights we have boot camp, I'm working late. That still work for me. So when I want to wind down, I need to wind down. And I have set that boundary. The way that I set that boundary is by if they decide to text me anyway, don't respond. Setting a boundary doesn't always mean need a response. If you set your boundary and say, hey, this is my bedtime, if you text me after this time, you won't get me, or if whatever, and you respond, that's letting them know, well, I know she said that she's going to bed at this time, but she responded to me. So maybe, just maybe, but if you don't respond, they'll learn, okay, her boundary, she's not going to respond. I can expect to hear from her tomorrow morning. And it's going to be early, probably before I wake up, but she'll respond tomorrow. So that's all you have to do. Setting healthy boundaries is okay. Especially with your time and your energies. I can't talk today. I promise. Did I say energies instead of energy? Words are hard, especially when you do a lot of talking. But boundaries with your time and energy is important. And boundaries prevent burnout. They help you also protect your mental health. And my rule of thumb is my peace is more important than anything or anybody. It is. It has to be. You have to protect your peace at all costs. Because if you don't, then you risk having issues starting from up here and trickling down everywhere else. And then when it trickles down everywhere else, the way you function in life is going to be chaotic and out of whack. So you know what boundaries look like for you. You know what structure looks like for you. Everybody is different in that arena, but just make sure you do set those healthy boundaries. Okay? What y'all think about this chat? Good? All right. Well, before we dive into our Q&As and takeaways, I do have a short video, a short 10-minute video that I want to share that dives a little bit deeper into stress management. So I'm going to share my screen. If you guys can just let me know, excuse me, if you see it and if you hear it. If you see it and hear it, if you see it, give me a thumbs up. If you hear it, give me 2 thumbs up, please. That way I know. All right, give me just a moment. I'm going to share my screen. Hello there, my SassyFit queens. How y'all doing today? Today I'm coming to talk to you about healthy stress management. It is very important to maintain a healthy lifestyle during stressful moments, and I am here to give you a few examples of how to do just that. Now, we all experience stress. It's a part of life, but it isn't always a bad thing. Stress can be a motivator to hard work and can even go along with exciting events. Stress can also be good for us. Believe it or not, it really can be. I mean, we stress over work, we stress over, being on time. It's just one of those things that keeps us going. But it's good for us if it is not experienced with overwhelming levels. You don't want your stress to be way up here, and then you don't want to have no stress, and that comes off as like you really don't care. So stress is a part of everyday life. And just as stress is a part of everyday life, healthy and effective stress management is important to your daily life on all levels. Now, maintaining balance in your life is important because healthy lifestyle habits can also help you reverse your response to things. A lot of times we may blow up when something gets stressful, we may overreact. But if you have healthy lifestyle habits, this can help with that. And this will allow you to avoid or even reverse the negative effects of chronic stress, which is not good. So women, we as women, we face a lot of special stresses, and we all have unique needs when it comes to stress relievers and healthy lifestyle choices. So, we as women, you know how it is. We have a plethora of stressors that can affect our daily life. I mean, we have our kids, some of us have teenagers we have to deal with bad behaviors from, and we have husbands, we have significant others, and we just have all these things that can pile up on top of each other and add to our stress levels. Now, these few things alone can cause stress, and we will oftentimes forget about how it's affecting us because the stress has become such a norm. I mean, we go through life and we have these things, and it becomes a repetitive system that we're used to doing. We wake up at a certain time, we get our kids ready for school, we pack their lunches, we drive them to school, we drop them off, we go to work, then we come home, we get dinner prepared, we do homework, all of these things, and we don't realize how the stress can pile up because it's become so normal. But the benefits that you receive from maintaining a healthy lifestyle are more worth the effort it takes to maintain it. Now, the increase in health and wellness that you will experience, as well as the reduction in stress because you're maintaining this healthy lifestyle, it'll probably make you wish you made these changes sooner. And it will serve as a motivation to continue because you'll feel so good on the inside. You're like, man, You know, I have this balance, I have this going on, and I'm like, man, I wish I would have came up with this sooner. I wish I would have thought of this sooner. Well, that's okay, because as they say, it's better late than never. Now, I know making changes can be intimidating for some, but if you really sit back and think about the outcome and how rewarding it will be, I promise you it'll be well worth overcoming that intimidation, just so you can feel better and not be so tired and so stressed and so out of energy. And I do have a few examples of some healthy lifestyle choices that I like to provide for managing stress, and some of them are healthy eating, regular exercise, and if you notice, I emphasize the word regular. And this is because at times we as women aren't very consistent with our exercise regimen. So sometimes we may work out for a couple of days and we let life get the best of us again and we fall off and then we don't come back till like 2 months later. So consistency is very much key in creating and maintaining that balance, and as well as sleep quality. Now, regular exercise is perfect for keeping your weight in check, managing overall stress levels, and getting connected with others. I know some of you guys are introverts, I know. But I believe it's a very good idea to build some type of relationship with others that you trust, whether it's a close friend, a close family member, no matter what it is. And exercise can also help you maintain many health conditions and keep them in check. And it's well worth the effort long term. I mean, long term you'll feel better and you'll have more energy. And the key is to start. I mean, just be like Nike and do it. Just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. And then gradually work your way up to doing more exercise. And even if you have to take a 30-minute walk every day, you start like that. You can start with 15 minutes, then gradually move up to 30 minutes. Then you can gradually move up to a light jog. Whatever you have to do to be active, I promise you, it's very beneficial. Oftentimes, we don't even realize how much the lack of sleep really takes a toll on our body. And if you get a chance, check out my video that I did on sleep health. I'll make sure the link is in the bio. In my sleep health video, I dive deeper into the importance of getting adequate sleep. Now think about this. Because there are so many negative health consequences of obesity, the influence fitness has on our self-esteem, and the effects of nutrition on our stress levels and longevity, creating a healthier lifestyle of eating will bring amazing benefits for health and wellness. Now, we talked about the benefits of fitness. It's definitely beneficial to have health and wellness benefits when it comes to your eating habit. And I also mentioned before about having social support when I say, I know some of us are introverts and things like that, and that's okay, but introverts even have somebody they trust and feel comfortable talking to and confiding in and just being around. And this is a great way for a woman to relieve stress. Sometimes we just need that close friend to vent to about what we're experiencing. And oftentimes we don't want to talk about things for the fear of judgment or criticism or whatever it may be. And like I said before, this is why it's important to have that sisterhood of women that you feel comfortable talking to, that will be there for you when you need them. It is very unhealthy to bottle up feelings inside. Nobody may know that something's wrong with you. They may sense something may be wrong, but they might not know exactly what it is. But bottling things up on the inside, that's the worst thing you can do. Stress is a silent killer, and you do not want to be a victim of that. And it's very therapeutic to just talk. You'll be surprised how good you feel when you just can have that person you trust to just talk about things that you're dealing with. Just talk it out, get it out. It's very therapeutic. And studies even show that those who have a strong social support tend to be healthier, happier, and less stressed. So why not? Don't you want to be less stressed? I know I do. I used to be one that wouldn't talk and bottle things up. And trust and believe that's not what you want in your life. So for women especially, this is an important part of life, a very important part of life. Because we tend to stress a little bit more because we have so much on our plates. But sharing your feelings and forming supportive networks of people that you trust me, it is very beneficial, and it will definitely aid and your stress levels being lowered. All right, ladies, I know that so many women struggle with what I'm about to bring up. I myself have even struggled with this, and this is knowing when to say no. It's important to have balance in our lives. I know, we're all busy and we play many roles at one time. But without proper planning, proper prioritizing, learning when to say no, and cutting back on commitments, this can take over every single spare moment of time that you may have, which will leave little or no time in a woman's schedule for important things like self-nurturing activities such as downtime, exercise, friendships, and even sleep. We need to learn the power of saying no. I've done another video on setting boundaries, and learning when to say no is a form of setting boundaries. Now, I have been told by many people that I plan too much, but guess what? It's the planning that gives me the balance I need to get things done in a productive manner and still have time for myself. And I personally find that talking to close friends really helps me with my stress level because my friends provide good feedback. They also advise me of things to do that I may not have thought of. They're there just to have a shoulder to cry on, and just being there for me, it helps a lot. So I am challenging you, beautiful sassy queens, to make a conscious effort to find balance in your life and find healthy ways to manage the stress that you have in your life. If you like this video, please share it, hit that like button, and subscribe below. Chiquita Nicole Sassy Fit at all right, that's the end of that. Did you guys enjoy that video? Did you find it helpful? Great. I made that video when I first started my business 6 years ago. So I was like super nervous being in front of the camera trying to educate people on things. So my voice was a lot softer back then. But I hope you guys were able to hear me okay. But now, everybody, if you want to unmute yourself, this is our time now to take a moment to discuss. I would like to know what stood out to you from our chat. I'm big on takeaways just to make sure that what I said resonated with you all. So what stood out from what I said? What stood out from the video? Do you already use any of these stress management strategies that I've mentioned both during my coaching segment and the video? Feel free to share. You can unmute yourselves, and or I'll just go in order of who I see on the screen. Oh, Laquanda, go ahead, girl. Look at the
So
showing out. Come on now.
for me, this whole entire meeting was very helpful because I didn't really have any ways that I relieve stress. I just am stressed.
Right.
And I have seen the ways that it affects my body and my sleep. And I am an emotional eater. So of course my eating, and my craving for sweets and all that kind of stuff. So just being able to hear some of the ways that other people are dealing with stress, and being able to incorporate that. And with the video, just understanding more how it affects the body, and seeing how important it is to really um, implement those ways, in into my routine. So,
Yay! I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. That makes my heart smile. Yay! All right, thank you for sharing. And anybody else want to go, or I'm gonna pick everybody. Who going next? All right, Shug, what you got?
Well, my takeaway is just from this is that no matter what, no matter um, how much stress you are to just take time for yourself and not try to be a superwoman.
Yes.
Do,
Big on not trying to be the superwoman.
yes, and do and do and do, um, just to make others um, happy or comfortable or whatever, but then you're not doing that for yourself.
Right. Right. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That's very important. Big on the superwoman. We feel like we gotta be superwoman and then, well, I know I'm tired, but I gotta do this and that for everybody
Yeah.
else. No, do for you, boo. Do for you.
Mhm.
And it is okay. And you're not selfish.
Mhm.
I like that. Okay, LaShawn, you up next, girly. Hey, where she went?
Uh, I'm
Oh,
coming.
it's like she
I'm
disappeared.
working. I'm working on one arm.
Oh, oh, my bad. I forgot.
I tried to
How
decrease
your
my.
arm hanging over there? I see you.
It's hurting. I go get it checked tomorrow. I'm gonna get a. I think I'm gonna get a shot, a cortisone
Yeah,
shot.
because you did the exercise I told you not to do. Mm-hmm.
No, it's been hurting. It just hurts. I don't know. It just
Well,
hurts.
you gotta make,
Well,
yeah. Okay.
I'm still alive though. I'm still alive. I'm
I
still
see you. I see you.
alive. But but what I was gonna say for me, along with Miss Sugar, I always say yes to everything, and I'm always doing for everybody, and I just keep going and going and going. And even though I know I'm tired, I don't say no.
Mm-hmm.
But for this year, I've learned that I need to say no, take time for myself, and just start from there.
Yes.
Um, my takeaway, I learned a lot of things tonight. Different other types of variety of stress relievers.
Mm-hmm.
That I say I only do meditate or jazz music and spa music, but there's other things like walking
Mm-hmm.
and or just well, like Jelani said, sleeping, but
Mm-hmm.
then my mind is still racing.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, I enjoyed everything on here tonight.
Yay, that makes me happy.
You know,
I'm so giddy, y'all. Y'all, the ones who've been with me for a while, they already know. I'm just a giddy person.
I'm so happy,
I
bubbly.
know. Mimi is next, and she said that what stood out for her was everything, especially how there are different alternatives to what your body needs. So thank you for sharing that, Mimi. And up next is Miss Chelsea, another newbie. Say hey, Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Um, I'm pretty much the same that everybody else is saying. I'm a very much like that de-stressor for everybody. Like, oh, you need to talk. Okay, I don't care what time it is. Like, call me. I'll talk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever set aside like that time for myself. Like, I'm like, oh, it'll go away. Like, it's fine. Everybody's stressed. Like, just tell me what's going on. Um, so it's definitely nice to find like, okay, I need to do this for me too.
Yes.
And it's nice to have other ways to do it because I was very much just oh, I'll go and read, I'll be fine, like I'll reset. And that's not how this works.
Right. Yay. I'm thankful that you were able to pull those out. And it's very important to like to search within and find those things like, oh, okay, I am being a yes woman. Let's figure out why I'm being a yes woman. Let's unpack what's the underlying reason for that. Like, do I have to please everybody? And then why do I feel like I have to be the sounding board for everybody? You know, and just finding those things and saying, I really don't have to be like, I need somebody to be a sounding board for me sometimes, because a lot of times in situations we pour and pour and pour and nobody ain't pouring back into us. So how we gonna fill our cup? We can't. We can try to fill our own cups, but the way we fill our own cup is separating from them and doing what matters to us. But if we never separate, how we gonna fill it? And oftentimes we're pouring from cups that are dry. not even half full or half empty, however your perception is. It's dry. What you giving, right? Quite frankly, I would much rather give you my best, you know? So if you want to give your best to you first, and then you can deposit into others. So I love that, Chelsea. Next up, we have Miss Audrey. Come on, girl, what you got? Don't be wetting me. I see you talking trash over there. I can read lips very well, ma'am. I pushed a button for you. I'm gonna get you. Did you see it? I hit the thing.
You all
Mute.
misbehave,
Thank you.
misbehaving.
She always
We're always
misbehaves.
I already know that.
That's
And
my military buddy. I gotta get on her.
I want to upon that stress.
Say that
Like
again.
tomorrow. I said we need to talk about that stress.
Oh
Like
no,
I'm not
we're
allowed
not
to.
bringing boot camp into this.
But coach, you said be a team player. That's what I'm taking away from it, and talk about it.
Talk about it then. Go ahead.
I'm
What? That you don't want to do the work, but you want to you want the abs?
Yep, pretty much.
Well, sorry, it don't work like
But
that.
Sean, can I go with you, please?
We don't have no magic wands in this class.
Coach, I understand that, but I want to talk about the timing. Let's talk about the
Sorry.
time.
Sorry. We can talk about the timing. You ready? It's gonna
No,
be
no,
easier the
wait,
more you come.
Look, Audrey, suck it up and just take it like a
you're not
woman.
even coming, so you hush. You ain't
I'm
gonna take
She
me with
injured.
you.
She
no,
injured.
I'm injured too.
no,
How?
no. I'm still hurting, but I'm still loving it. I'm fine.
I love it too. I love it too. I do.
This is
Can
what
I
we
go
Uh-huh.
deal
with you
with every
tomorrow?
time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Okay.
try. I try so hard.
Boot
She
camp is
said the
not your
sisterhood.
takeaway. No,
It's a
boot camp
My
is not
sisterhood.
your
takeaway.
takeaway.
It's a
Yeah.
sisterhood. However, this
Mhm.
is your
Yes, ma'am.
This is your segment to talk about your takeaways from the call.
Oh, 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 okay. I thought I was part of my stressor.
You a mess,
I
child.
But anyway, my takeaway is like everybody else. It's the not being able to say no. And I
Hmm.
feel guilty when I do say it, and then I go right back and say, okay, I'll do it.
So now you got to figure out.
And I know I'm being
It's
taken advantage of, especially by
but
my children.
right, and
I
that's
know it.
important. It's important. You know it, but it's important to unpack and figure out deep down what is causing you to feel guilty. Why do you feel guilty?
Because I think about my grandkids. I think they're suffering because their mom and I mean, like for instance, last week I have one granddaughter. Why was this girl gonna go out and leave her with them boys?
Leave the daughter with the boy.
My granddaughter so they can go out
Mm,
with a 17-year-old, and she's the only girl with all them boys.
okay,
I couldn't have it.
I understand, and I understand that.
And I know it's their kids, but I just can't do it.
I understand, but you're taking on something that your peace will be interrupted if you continue to do that to yourself.
I would have been a nervous wreck. I wouldn't have been able to. So I just went right there. So I watched them all. That's why I had all 5 of them.
Well,
I
you
know,
know,
coach. I have a problem. I can't help it.
well, you know your situation better than me.
I
So you
know.
just have to
I don't
figure
know how
out.
to say no. I don't. And that's not even with them. That's with everybody.
Mm, yeah, you the big superwoman.
I know. I don't try to be. It just happens.
Well,
I don't try to be. I be want to say no, and I say no, and I'm like, dang it. I feel guilty.
well, you
I do.
one of these days you're gonna have to say no and you just gonna have to run away and just be like, I'm sitting on this no. You gotta find the willpower within and just be like, I said no and ooh, I wanna go back and say yes so bad, but I ain't doing it. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna go find me some way to find something to distract yourself. What are you
Oh,
going
I
to
do.
do? But don't
You
go
know I
back.
have self-help days, self-care days. I
Yes.
do.
So do an
Yeah,
extra one. So you don't go back and say, okay, I know I said no, I'm gonna do it.
I know. Yeah,
But I'm
okay.
glad
All right.
you got some tips and you gonna get an email from me tomorrow so
I
you
know
can
I
rub
am.
into them.
Oh gosh. Oh, Yes, ma'am.
So when you feel tempted, when you feel
Yes.
tempted to say, go back on your no, just I'm gonna check
Mm-hmm.
the email coach sent me. Do
Yeah.
that.
Sugar know years. I mean, she know. She know I
Hmm.
can't say
Get her,
no.
sugar. You hearing this
She, she
transaction happen?
she's been living it with me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just
But
don't
anyway,
say
that's my
no
takeaway. I'm
tomorrow.
gonna be quiet.
Just don't say no tomorrow when you got to do those crunches.
Oh,
See,
cause
see,
that ain't
I
gonna
thought we
fly.
were my best friend.
Chelsea
Sean, we
is
ain't best
dying
friends
over
no
here.
more. God
Because the
dang it.
thing of it is, if you show up to class, that means you came to work. So if you show up to class, we gonna work. If
Coach,
you
I
don't want to
understand.
do it, you can't. You don't have to come. But guess what? I know you gonna come.
You doggone right I'm gonna come. But
Exactly. So you doggone right. You gonna do the thing for a minute.
yes, I am. But wait. Let's talk about the minute. See,
We did.
coach,
We did talk about the minute, and the
you,
conversation was it's gonna get easier the more you come.
I understand about the exercise getting easier. I'm about to talk about that time. And remember when you just said about walking? If you stressing, you want to do 30 minutes, but you work take that 15 minute and then work your way up.
That was for beginners. You are not no beginner. Don't do that. That is not for
See,
you.
but you
You
didn't
are
say
not a
that.
beginner. No,
LaShawn,
ma'am.
she didn't say nothing about no beginners.
I said
Audrey,
start somewhere, and starting means you are a beginner.
It,
And you, my friend, are not a beginner.
you got this, Audrey. Just take a deep breath in and let it out.
You
And
see,
just
she trying hard.
you
okay,
got
yeah.
this. You got this.
Mhm.
Okay, yes,
Yes.
LaShawn.
So
I
I'm gonna
want to
mute you
smile. That's all I
so we
want.
can
Just
go
a
to the
smile.
next two people.
All right, go to the next two people.
Okay. All right. All right. Jelani is next on my screen. What you got?
For me, I would say what I learned new was that stress affects your vitamin C levels. And then we talked about this before in regards to me just overextending myself. And
Yeah, we did.
I always
Mm,
have this mentality that once everybody around me good, I cool, it doesn't matter what I'm going to do. I'm just like, you know what, as long as everybody around me good, I good, I'll be
right.
okay. Every time somebody asks me, you okay? Whole time my face is showing I'm not okay, but I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. Da, da, da. But it's just these past few weeks I've just realized that I realized one, I'm too young for this.
Yes.
um, but I realized that I just that it's okay to take time for yourself when you need it the most, essentially.
Absolutely. And everybody can't be all right if you're not all right, Jelani. You gotta be all right first. Then you can make sure everybody else all right. But I understand because I've been there where you be like, once everyone around me is good, I'm good. But that's not healthy. It's not a healthy way of thinking. So I'm glad we had that talk. And we're on to bigger and better things, right?
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
And Laquanda pointed out is often people forget about the strong friends and family member, assuming that they got it and they can figure it out. And you know why that is? Because we put that face on. We give them the face that we got it all together and we gonna be there for them so they don't feel like they need to check on us. Like people say, check on your strong friends. Check on your friends that seem like they got it all together because 9 times out of 10 inside they don't have it together. A lot of us wear masks when we walk outside. And I'm the queen of saying I'm okay when I'm really not okay because I'm not trying to bog anyone else down with what I'm going through. And I don't like to play victim and I don't like people feeling sorry for me. But when you have that person that you can open up to, it's important to do that. You don't do it for everybody. Everybody isn't deserving of that openness, but you do need to open up. And as a friend, if you have a friend that ain't doing healthy things and is saying yes to everybody, you got to tell that friend that is you got to slow down. And it's not always easy to say, it's even especially when they're a friend, but a true friend will let you know, sis, you're doing too much. You need to sit down. You hurting yourself. And y'all can consider me y'all friend because like I literally take y'all on as friends when you guys come into my program and we develop that friendship and I genuinely care about y'all. And as your friend and your coach, I'm gonna let you know, sis, you hurting yourself. Bro, you need to sit down. You need to go to sleep, sir. I will tell you. And there are maybe one or two people who might not like it, but out of the 25 people I'm helping, I can deal with them other two not liking it because I'm gonna tell you. You hired me to tell you. You hired me to hold you accountable. And if you keep showing up, that means something I'm doing is working, right? So thanks for that. I think the last person we have to share is Miss Geraldine, and then I'm gonna give you your homework. Um, Miss Geraldine, did I unmute her? She looked like she.
Hello,
Oh, there
can you
she go.
hear me?
Hey girl, hey mama.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I know you were in and out a little bit. So
Yes.
what did you gather from the conversation tonight?
Well, I think of all the things that you said, the one that really struck me the most, because a lot of them struck me already, but it really struck me the most is this and I kind of almost hate the word boundaries. Oh, my daughter uses it all the time. And I just see it as a negative thing, like you said.
Exactly.
It's just putting limits against people. And I'm just not that way.
Right.
So
And you have to unpack why you feel that way because there are a lot of people who think like that, that boundaries has a
mhm,
negative connotation to it. But if I'm being real and in my research, my studies, my education, and just my experience,
mhm,
most people that look at boundaries as a negative thing are people pleasers.
mm,
And being a people pleaser is not healthy because at the end of the day, if you're doing things to please people and you feel like it's a bad thing to set boundaries and say no, I can't do this, or I'm unable to, or I don't have the capacity, then you're a people pleaser. And it sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. And it's
mhm,
not healthy to be a people pleaser because what are you giving yourself and how is people pleasing benefiting you? And those people are going to continue to take and take and take and take and take as long as you give and give and give and give and give. And it's unfortunate. Some people will be like, thank you for pouring into me. I'm good. I got it. But most people will continue to take. And there are more takers in the world than there are givers. And so you have to figure out within yourself whether it's something from a past experience, maybe something you learned, but you can unlearn those thought processes and relearn better habits. But you have to search and find within yourself why you feel like boundary is a ick word and that it's negative. Because having boundaries is protecting you and your peace. And being protective of yourself is not a bad thing. But oftentimes we are raised and brought up in communities and families and households where it's abnormal to say no. And if you say no, you're being disrespectful. If you say no, you don't care. If you say no, you're selfish. But that is the furthest from the truth. So you have to search within yourself and figure out the underlying reason. I can't give that to you. I can give you speculation of what I think it is, but that's for you to search for within yourself as to why boundaries is such a ick word. But you're not alone in that. There are a lot of people who think like that.
mhm,
You're
mhm,
only hurting yourself and burning yourself out by thinking that way. Because if you think that way, you're going to behave and respond in the manner of that. And coming from someone who used to be a people pleaser and have been delivered,
mhm,
it's not healthy. It is not healthy. And I thank God every day that I've been delivered, but I did the work. I did the work
mhm,
to figure out what the why I was that way. And then when you start to set boundaries, you will get some pushback from people who are accustomed to you doing and doing and doing.
mhm,
Because they're
mhm,
like, oh, who she thinks she is? She always used to do it. Why she won't do it now? That was my
mhm.
story. But you have to stay rooted and grounded in your boundaries because, again, that is protecting you. You don't want to be a doormat. You don't want to be a pushover. And you definitely don't want to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Because if something were to happen to you, those same people that keep coming and taking from you and allowing you to give and give and give, they're going to figure it out or they're going to find somebody else to take from.
Yep.
So you just have to search within yourself to figure that out. Laquanda, you got your hand raised?
I did. I just wanted to piggyback off of that, and to just add that also when people are practicing um setting their boundaries, to not to feel the need to explain, because no is a full sentence,
Girl,
and
high
it
five.
does not take explanation beyond that.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have a significant reason why you can't. It could be as simple as, you know what, I'm just a little sleepy today, I can't take you,
Or I just
and
don't
that's
want to.
enough. But you do have those takers who will shame you or make you feel bad. But that's because they want to continue to take. Um, and so you have to protect yourself in that way too.
Yes, thank you so
Put your
much
big
for
girl panties on and big boy underwear
that.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Just say
Yeah,
no.
just say no. It is a complete sentence and it is not a cuss word. I used to be that person that thought that no was a cuss word. And when I finally found my voice and started to use the word no, it don't matter how nice you say it, no is still no. And I found out that the very people that were taking and taking and taking from me, they didn't even like me.
Oh, wow.
They didn't like me. But you know what they did like? The things I did for them. And the
Mm.
minute I stopped doing for them, their true colors showed. Set boundaries and see how many true colors you see out of people.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you. And I'm not expecting you to start tomorrow, but I think that you need to start making some moves and being mindful of those who come to you often. And you also need to be mindful of how you feel. How does Geraldine feel today? Do I really have the energy to do this? Or am I just willing to do it because they asked me to do it and I don't want to say no? Do I really have the capacity right now to do this? Am I feeling up to it? You have to think about that. You matter and your peace matters way more than anybody else asking you to do something. So, I hope that resonated and
Ye- Yes, thank you.
you're welcome. And I'm going to give y'all homework assignment for this chat. I'm sorry, this coaching session. So for you over the next week, I want you guys, and again, I'm gonna send this in email if you are unable to write or if I say it too fast. But I want you guys over the next week to write down your stress levels and what triggers it. And this is going to make you be in tune with yourself. Look for patterns and start identifying which strategies work for you, whether it's exercise, nutrition, mindfulness. Identify the strategies that help you manage that stress. The second thing, set boundaries. And I know that's not easy for some of us, but choose one area. I'm just asking for one. Choose one area of your life where you can set a boundary to reduce stress. Maybe it's limiting screen time. You can set boundaries with yourself too. Maybe it's limiting screen time before bed or just saying no to an extra commitment that you don't have the capacity to fulfill. The other one is prioritize your rest. Focus on getting quality sleep. Do the alarm thing. Count back the hours. The time you know you're going to get up, count back the hours, set an alarm, establish a relaxing bedtime routine, and aim for that 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And also start with one stress reducing habit. I'm just asking for one. One stress reducing habit. Choose one habit from today's session to implement, whether it's 5 minutes of meditation, using magnesium, drinking your herbal tea before bed, taking a warm shower, whatever stress reducing habit we discussed tonight, just use one and track how it makes you feel. Whenever you do your check-in next week, I would love to hear how it went. Just put the information on the form and we can I'll give you feedback on it. But I would love to hear how that went. You got a question, Mama?
Okay, there was one stress reliever that you did not mention that I would just like to put out there and suggest, and that is breathing techniques.
Yes. I mentioned that on a call in the past, but breathing techniques are good. The box breathing is my favorite. You breathe in for 5 seconds up, 5 seconds blow out until you get a box, and that will calm your anxiety, that will calm your stress, and you have to sit still to do it. I literally do it every time before I get on stage to sing because no matter how good people say I sound or look or whatever, my anxiety is through the roof before I get on stage. And I'm literally backstage with my eyes closed, praying and doing my breathing techniques. And after I'm done, I'm like, all right, I'm giving it to God and let's go do this show, right? So do that. Thank you for that. And in closing, I want to say that I'm happy that you guys came, and I really hope that you found some helpful tips and that you feel more empowered to manage stress in healthy ways. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. You do need to do the work, and every day is not going to be perfect, but once you're intentional about what you're doing and making those steps to reduce your stress, that's going to be beneficial. Make sure you're kind to yourself during stressful times, and remember you are never alone on this journey. If you have nobody else, you have me. I'm here to help y'all stay on track, okay? Well, that's it for tonight's session. I do look forward to seeing you guys for next month's webinar. We're going to discuss portion control. Ah, look at her. She clapping like, yay. Yes, we're going to discuss portion control on the next call, and that's going to be scheduled for July 30th. I will, of course, send reminders, but if you want to, like we gave one of those organizing tips, go ahead and put it on your calendar right now, 6:30. That way you already know. And thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys soon, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And be kind to yourself.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.